Sony's recent efforts to craft their own Spider-Man universe that would rival the MCU hasn't exactly gone according to plan. In fact, after the abysmal results we got with Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web, it appears they've all but scrapped plans to continue with this secondary Spider-Man character-occupied universe that they were unsuccessfully trying to force down everyone's throats. So naturally, they're going to turn to the Spider-Verse movies now, which have been a lot more financially successful, and see if they can squeeze some spin-offs out of them.
You're pathetically predictable.
The first of which is a Nicolas Cage-led Spider-Man Noir spin-off that sounds like another awful idea on paper, but based on what I've seen from this teaser trailer, I'd be lying to you if I said there wasn't some potential here. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Let's go, baby! Spider-Man Noir teaser trailer in full effect. I hope there's a lot of action in this because black and white content tends to put me to sleep. Oh wow, Noir Spider-Man is going into stealth mode. Nick Cage reprising his role from the Spider-Verse movies in live action is peak casting. I'm gonna be honest, if there's not a Miles Morales live action cameo in this series, it's gonna feel like a missed opportunity. Somebody get the kid from Stranger Things on the phone right now. Listen, Sony hasn't let me down before, so we will be seated. On a list of things that I never thought we would ever get from Sony, a live-action Spider-Man Noir series would be at the top of that list. An animated series or an animated movie absolutely sounds like something that they would do. And if this was animated, I would probably have a lot less interest in it. But the fact that it is in fact live action does pique my interest just a little bit. Couple that with the fact that I haven't been all that impressed with Spider-Man content in recent years, I think something that feels fresh, like a noir story, could be exactly what this property needs. Now, of course, we still need to use caution, because this is still Sony after all. A company that has been giving WB, DC, and Disney Marvel a run for their money to see who can mess up iconic franchises quicker. That being said, I'm not one to shy away from a project that looks to be at least trying to do something different. Visually, this is obviously very different than your typical comic book movie project, as Spider-Noir looks to be fully embracing this always visually interesting noir aesthetic.
I like it a lot.
To me, the best case scenario is this project ends up being somewhere in between the first Sin City, which I love, and Werewolf by Night, which is easily the most interesting and best thing that the MCU has produced in years. And I guess worst case scenario is we get another The Spirit situation, where they try to capture some of that Sin City magic and fail miserably. But stylistically, it feels like, at least from this trailer, that Spider-Noir has nailed the visuals. We get some great shots of a Great Depression era New York City, with this universe's trench coat and fedora wearing version of Spider-Man looking over it. Dilapidated buildings, a sign of a city in ruins, dimly lit alleyways, perfect for all kinds of nefarious things to happen. And we have a city that, as the trailer puts it, is in desperate need of a hero. Enter Nicolas Cage, which outside of Sony is the one aspect of this project that I'm not 100% sold on.
I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to. And you have to do it.
I talked about this before on the channel, but I don't really buy into the Nicolas Cage is so bad that he's good thing that everyone seems to praise him for. To me, Nicolas Cage is always going to Nicolas Cage it up in everything that he does. And some people enjoy that, and some people don't. For me personally, in a lot of things that he is in, his performances, his appearance, tends to be enough to take me right out of the story. Because typically when he's involved, I do not see a character, I just see Nicolas Cage, because that's who he is. Sometimes it's hard to get fully immersed when you are showcasing this over-the-top personality. So if he can scale back on the Nicolas Cage-ness of his performance, I think it'll go a long way to making this project a lot more enjoyable, at least for me personally.
That makes sense.
There is also one glimpse of a fight scene in this trailer that is very reminiscent of a fight scene from Werewolf by Night, and that's not a bad project to take inspiration from, if in fact that's what they're doing. We also have that moment where he's standing behind the thug when his eyes light up. It's a very cool shot, and I hope it's stuff like that that really sets the tone of the series overall. Bottom line, I actually really enjoyed the Spider-Man Noir teaser trailer. To me, the teaser gave you just enough to pique your interest without showing you too much and making you feel like you've already seen the series before you see it. This is why I advocate all the time for Hollywood to embrace teaser trailers more so than full-blown trailers, because I think teasers leave a little bit more up to the imagination, and to me that ultimately helps you have a more enjoyable experience when you actually watch the project.
It's true.
The other thing I wanted to mention quickly is that I hope they keep this separate from other Spider-Man related projects. I mean, we've already seen many times over what happens when Sony tries to do too much. Not everything needs to be directly connected to something else. I think the fact that this version of the character made its debut, albeit in animation form, in the Spider-Verse movies is enough. I just hope and pray that Sony allows this project to stand on its own, especially if it ends up being really good, and hopefully not muddying the Spider-Man waters more so than they already have. Just give us a fully contained, fully realized Spider-Man Noir story without all the distractions and bullshit that comes along with these multiverse stories. I say this with caution, but this could be a bounce-back project for Sony if in fact they go about it in the right way. And based on the teaser trailer alone, it looks like they are at least off to a great start.
Y'all be cool. Right on.